So throughout life and in our day in and day out, we encounter lots and lots of types of people. So when it comes to selling a house, what is your seller type? We've encountered a lot of types of sellers out there. My favorite type of seller is usually the gracious seller. The gracious seller goes above and beyond in terms of the condition of their house. So their house is usually in fantastic shape. Already, there's not much to be done. They've taken care of it all. The houses are loved and they're worth having. And these people seriously just want things to be right. So my gracious sellers are usually very easy to deal with for the agent, the listing agent involved, and for the buyers. They make the path straight, and it's usually straight anyway. So dealing with them is very easy. The problem is that the gracious seller, since their property is usually in such fantastic condition and well loved, it's going to be hard to get and deservedly so. So these gracious sellers usually have properties that people want to fight over, and they will do it. So the gracious seller usually ends up being rewarded handsomely for all of their efforts and for going above and beyond. On the other extreme, we have the hardball seller. These people aren't going to do anything. Their expectations are high, but they're not going to do much, and they're out there. They will do nothing. And with these hardball sellers, their property is either in fantastic shape or it's in really poor condition. Your hardball seller usually doesn't lie in between. They either know what they have and know that many, many people are going to want it, or they just really, it is what it is to them. And if somebody wants their property, fine. And if they don't, fine. They're not going to do much. I love my hardball sellers when they're honest and upfront and I can let people know what to expect from them. It really makes things easier, but they can be pretty difficult to deal with if they're not going to follow the rules and follow the contract. So they can be a little tough, but there's the hardball seller. And again, I like it when we can let people know what the expectations are up front. We'll have a smooth path, but if we don't, then it's going to be really hard dealing with that hardball seller. Most sellers ride somewhere in the middle. You know, there are going to be issues that come up with the property for those in the middle. Most of the sellers in the middle will take care of things that really need to be addressed when they're brought to their attention, but they're not going to take care of every little issue that's brought to their attention, every bolt that needs to be tightened or whatever. And that's where most of us are. Most of us are kind of in that arena where we're pretty reasonable if the requests are reasonable. And if not, then we're not going to do every little tiny thing to try to make a property perfect that is not perfect. That's got some age on it, maybe needs a couple things. So what is your seller type? It just kind of is what it is. We are what we are. So, the most important thing about selling a property is just being honest and setting your expectations up front. And then we usually don't have any issues, no matter which category you fit into. So if you have questions about selling at all, any part of the process, please contact me at 513-236-1254. Private message me. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe. Thanks. Bye.